Amish weddings part 2. You guys have been waiting because I actually forgot about this one until I went back in and looked at some things and I was like, forgot I was going to share this. This one is all about the young kids in the dating age in the evening of the wedding. Here we go. Remember my last video that I did on weddings. You'll remember how I talked about the entire day of the wedding and what that all looks, what the whole process is, how it starts at 8 a.m. in the morning, the wedding ends at midnight. If you have not seen that, I highly recommend go watching it because you'll get the full picture. So now we're in the evening and it's past dinner time. They are doing the gifting for the married couple that happens upstairs. And the married couple is upstairs. The people that are considered like bridesmaid, groomsmen, they're up there. Everybody's giving them their gifts. Meanwhile, around 10 p.m. or so, they the kids that are in the dating age start their own kind of thing. And this is what I'm going to explain to you now. So there's going to be 2 or 3 guys that are assigned to go and grab like any of the guys and not grab, but like get them into either the basement or the washroom. Now, remember, this is all in preparation for the midnight table. When midnight comes around, they go to the midnight table in couples. So this is all in preparation of that. So these guys are assigned to go get, it's kind of a whole game too. Go get the guys and the girls that are in the dating age and bring them to the washroom or the basement. And there's this whole thing about like trying to like hide so they can't like find you or whatever. But anyway, eventually you make it to the basement. Let's just call it the basement for now. And then there's things that they do there. It's kind of like a game or something like that. But they usually have like, let's say there's like a pole, not pole dancing, but there's like a pole in the middle of the building. Maybe there's not even a pole. I don't know. But they kind of do what's called like tag, like sort of like play tag. So I'm going to kind of like explain this. So what will happen is they start this game where a guy will go up to the girl and he wants to, I don't know, play tag with this girl. And he will go up to her and he'll like snap his finger or snap his fingers like that. Like that. That's probably why I'm so good at it. And what that means is she then has to follow him. And what they do is they'll like run around in a circle. This sounds so wild and crazy, but it's what they do. They run around and they have to, since the guy like snapped the girl, she has to follow him and try to tag him. Once she tagged him, they have to kiss. So just like kiss on the cheek, usually. Sometimes it might be on the lips. I don't know. I rarely ever did that. I actually didn't participate in a lot of these things, but I saw it and I was around it. So I did a little bit, but not a whole lot. And then it's the girl's turn to go and snap a guy. And you could snap anybody that you wanted. So if there was someone that you liked, you secretly liked, this was your chance. So you could go up and be like, okay, I want to snap that guy. And then he has to chase you and tag you. This is what they do. And then how they prepare for the midnight table is the guys will ask the girls if there's a guy that really likes me and he's like, hey, I want to go to the midnight table with Lizzie. He will come up to me. I think he does. I can't remember if he does or if someone else does for him. I can't remember. somebody on here probably remembers that. But I get asked, let's just say he comes and asks me, I get asked by this guy, hey, do you want to go to the midnight table with me? And then I can say yes, or I can say no. But anyway, everybody gets paired up. Unless there's more guys than girls, then there will be like leftover girls that will not go to the midnight table, or there will be leftover guys that will not go to the midnight table because it's not even and there's not enough for everybody. So it's a really, really big deal. And the people that are still at the wedding, this is close to midnight, so like the parents, the aunts and uncles, like really close relatives, they usually stay there. And they're all just like sitting around waiting for the midnight table. Close to midnight, the married couple and the wedding party will enter the basement, and they all get lined up, and everybody walks in pairs to the midnight table. And the people that are waiting inside, it's this big anticipation of watching who goes to the midnight table with who. If you're a couple, if you're already dating, you're going to go with your partner. You're not going to go with anybody else. But if you're not already dating and you're not in a long-term relationship, you could go to the midnight table with anybody. And it's a really, really big deal. It's like the talk of the town. So they all stand there and they wait and they watch who goes to the midnight table with who. It's this whole big, like, bashful thing, like acting all shy, which they actually are shy. And then you go in pairs to the midnight table and sing 3 hymns at the midnight table. Eat whatever leftovers, pie, cake, whatever's on the table. Maybe have some coffee, I don't know. And they sing 3 hymns, and then they leave the midnight table, and that is the conclusion of the Amish wedding. Now, the people that are the wedding party, everybody will stay there for the night. Everybody else goes home unless it's like close relatives that are staying there. And they have to stay there, and then the next day, because there was hundreds and hundreds of people there, the next day, they are the wedding party is actually responsible for cleaning up, washing all the dishes, cleaning up the tables, get everything back to normal. So usually the next day they are doing that, and then they the guy, whoever, like they're called sight sitters, by the way. We call them bridesmaids and groomsmen. But the guy gets to drive the girl home. And it's the only time they're allowed to be seen in public together. The only time. So it's a very, very big deal. I actually never got to do that. I was supposed to do that because my twin sister was getting married. Right at the time that I left, she was going to get married 6 months later. And I knew that was going to happen, and they had already asked me and my boyfriend at the time to be a sight sitter. And I knew I was going to have to give that up. But I didn't care. I wanted out. So there you go. There's your part 2.